So I've been skating really hard and flipping just all day, and that was a bat. Two of them that have been flying around, but one in particular. These three, I listened to a funny disco video game inspired video. A little loud, but I did. And these three trucks roll up. Maybe part of them was cheering me on. Part of them might have been like, "Oh, you're loud, so we're gonna give you a taste of that." So I skated really fast. I took the abusive encouragement as encouragement. But then a lot of like my internal monologue about my own pain and when I think about other people came out. So I sounded like a fucking asshole. And then when they left, I skated some more. And then I had an outburst about some of my internal pain. I've been reflecting on why I did that, which is shitty. It's like a never-ending loop of negativity. I've reflected a little bit on meeting Tess. That's literally, and getting to spend, I think, about, like 3 hours, like in the same room or face-to-face. In total, like maybe like 4 hours in person. That's how long I've actually known Tess in person. Is about 4 hours. If I include all the time in church. And I just was listening to Bats while sitting and reflecting about my mistakes and being hopeful. Kind of funny. Kind of comedic, kind of humorous. And very literal. And biographical, but very literal. Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. Just like, now I'm worn out. Now I'm worn out. I'm just worn out. I'm just worn out. I've stretched out, jogged. Earlier today I jogged and I've worn myself out. There is a car parked that has two really hot anime chicks on both sides that it's like a billboard of sex. While getting to flip and skate around this pretty much empty section of the parking lot in the middle of the night. And I've drank energy drinks and a little bit of tea and water. And I had dinner that was, other than the cheese and the eggs, was vegetarian. and I had cashews and drinks today. For my diet with this activities. I did surveys today, and I played games on my phone. I talked to a librarian about a book he recommended called Good Omens by two authors that was very parental while still being a fantasy story, so it's pretty funny. It's a good book to read. I know the movie they made, or the show they made for it, had two actors that are good actors that for the adaptation. I haven't seen it yet, but it had David Tennant, and it had, I know his name. Okay. He's English. Or he's like David Tennant Scottish, but I think he's English. It's not Martin Freeman. It might be Martin Freeman. He played Tony Blair in a series. He played one of the werewolves, like the main werewolf, in the first Underworld movie. He's a good actor. So is David Tennant, and they played the leads. But the book was fun to read. Oh, it was fun to read. I had to buy 2 copies because my life was so busy when I bought my first copy that I didn't even get a chance to read it, and I had to buy a second copy and really sit myself down to read it, and it was a good read. I know the authors were Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, or whatever. Don't know the local pronunciation. Only an American pronunciation. I asked the librarian who he thought wrote the book more, and he said Terry Pratchett. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, it kind of reads in his style, but it was obviously both of their ideas. Neil Gaiman is like on par with Tim Burton with Gothic-inspired stuff. Like, his Beowulf adaptation had some serious Gothic twist to it. And a really hot, nude Angelina Jolie. Which is great. And really hot but stern Viking women. But really, really hot. Like nude Angelina Jolie. So that was a great adaptation movie. I've read a couple of Terry Pratchett. I read one of Terry Pratchett's books, and then I saw a mini-series that was another adaptation of his books. all fantasy usually inspired. Then there's a big Walmart semi-truck that I've been trying to roller skate around the cab as opposed to riding really next to the cab, because in some weird thing, more privileged people do get rests in this parking lot, or all the parking lots in the world. And trucks actually have like the resting cab space to do that. So I'm not trying to startle anybody. Oh, longboard wheels are so novel. The amount of times on my skateboard on the way to school, a rock would catch in the wheel, stopping the wheel, and throwing me right on the concrete is hilarious, and I have no idea how many times that happened. I have no idea. It happened a lot. So, to have the larger, smoother wheels, which I actually took a pair of roller skates and then took the wheels and put it on 2 different boards at one point, because they were rather still larger than the one wheels available, and just getting the rocks caught in the board wheels. As I used to say, the board stopped, I didn't. In the moon, it is full and clear at the moment. You still see the smoke in the air, but it's no longer in reflection of that. So let's see that for a sec.